What's going on, everyone? So, reports came out that Trae Young is, disappointed and upset that the Atlanta Hawks haven't tried to extend him yet. And this could lead to Trae Young potentially walking and leaving in the offseason, right? I mean, there've been questions for the last couple of years now, really, on Atlanta potentially trading Trae Young, that Trae Young might want to get out of Atlanta, right? There's kind of been this tug of war between those two, the organization as well as Trae Young for really a couple years now. But this team now is incredibly young, have a ton of just really good young talent. I wouldn't be shocked if Atlanta is one of the better teams next year, right? I don't think that they're good enough to win a championship yet. Right? You got a lot of look at the roster. It's all 22 to 24-year-olds. Right? Trae Young's one of the veterans on the team, and he's 26. Right? So you kind of look at that team and it's there's a ton of potential. I think they're going to be really good this year. I think that they're a team that should be a playoff team. And I wouldn't be shocked if they surprise. I wouldn't be shocked if they had an Indiana level run. Right? Because Trae Young, I mean, he's done it before. He had an Indiana level run before Indiana a couple seasons ago. And now I think he has a deeper, balanced team. This team is tailor-made for Trae Young. You just have a bunch of really good, skilled, long, athletic, versatile defenders and shooters and guys that, and centers that can be the lob threats and all that. You have a team that really is catered in a lot of ways to a Trae Young. And it's you would think, even if you don't want to sign him to the full, 4-year max, at least give him, hey, let's not lock ourselves in long-term on our end or your end. Let's maintain, let's kind of see how this works. That way, if you want to get out, you can go. If we want to, kind of go a different direction. But we have this team. We're looking good. Let's go and find out. Because, last thing you want to do is have this team. What if you are really good, right? And let's say you make it to the conference finals or something, right? And it's man, we're this really good, really young team, just perfectly structured and built around Trae Young, right? You have young pieces, you could go make a splash if you wanted to go get a Giannis or something, right? Whatever, right? But point is that you have this good young team built around Trae Young that it's wouldn't you want, what happens if at the end of the season he just walks? It's just okay, clearly you didn't want me here, right? Now you're trying to find somebody to kind of fill in that role. And it's just, you don't have anybody like that right now. And for Atlanta, it's going to be harder to find somebody like that. You're you have a really good young team, but it's all Trae Young is going to be the engine for that team. He's going to be the one that's the driving force that's putting that all together for that team. I have my questions and concerns about if either A, they're not really interested in Trae Young, B, they want to kind of wait and see, or C, they don't necessarily believe in him now. 'Cause why wouldn't you? You look at the Spurs, they go, and look, the Spurs are getting a ton of blowback about, the De'Aaron Fox signing. And, is he worth the max and whatnot, right? And maybe that's how they're looking at it. Maybe they're looking at it the same way with Trae Young. Maybe they're is he really worth the max? What is he accomplished enough to warrant paying him 40 plus million, 50 million a year, whatever his max is, right? That could be it, right? They just don't want to overpay him, right? But I mean, at least because according to the reports, they haven't even offered anything, right? So why not at least talk to him and be hey, what are you looking for? We have our concerns about paying the max because look, we're really good, really young, really deep team. We want to be competitive for years. We want to put you in the best position possible. Doesn't make sense for us to give you a max because you're going to have Ricochet and, Dyson Daniels and all these guys that are going to all need Jalen Johnson, all these guys that are going to need contracts. And we want to kind of keep as much of this team together as possible, right? So giving you, 40% of the salary cap, probably not in our best interest, right? So what are you willing to take? Right? Is it 30 million? Is it 40 million? Right? At least initiate and start those talks. Because again, based on the reports, right? Unless news comes out after this video is recording, based on the reports, they haven't even talked to him about it. Right? There hasn't been any dialogue on an extension or something. So if you're Atlanta, do you start shopping him? Right? Because do you really want to get into the season and that hangs over your head? Now, Atlanta could be looking at it as like, okay, well, we don't want to make any hasty moves because what if we're really good? And then if we're really good, then then we'll be willing to do that. But at that point, you might have upset him enough to where, or now you're at his mercy, right? Where he's like, nah, I want the max. Otherwise, I'm leaving. Right? If I'm going to take less, I might as well take it from a team that I want to be on, right? Like, and now you put yourself in just this bad spot, right? So to me, I just think either A, if you don't believe he's the guy that you want to kind of have your engine be built around, then fine, trade him, right? Get off of him, move off of him now. What are you waiting for, right? What are you waiting around for? Like it's silly at this point, right? Like it's been a topic of trade conversations for years now. I mean, you had Kendrick Perkins on like national television. I mean, it's Kendrick Perkins, but you had Kendrick Perkins on national television basically say that Trae Young told him he's going to the Lakers. Like, obviously that's not happening now because the Lakers ended up landing Luka Doncic, right? So again, it's just like, I don't know how this is going to shape up with Atlanta, but like I look at them and I just see this such a really good, young, promising team that just has a lot of just promise, like a lot of potential. And I could see them in a couple years, like, 2 years, maybe even this time next year, depending on how far they can get in the experience that they could grow this year and how quickly guys start to take leaps and steps. Like, what does Ricochet look like this year? And, Jalen Johnson, these guys, right? Like, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Like I said, if they're second round conference finals team, and then next year, not this year coming up, but the following season, I wouldn't be shocked if they're, we're talking about them being one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. They have the pieces, and it's like tailor-made to Trae. You have kind of the athletes and the defense. You have probably the best defensive piece that you could put alongside him and Dyson Daniels. I mean, Dyson Daniels is on like a historic, like all-time level defensive run. Right? And then you still have other athletes in several other areas and several other places and shooting and defense and all the, like, this is a team that I look at and go like, man, they could be really good. Like they could be kind of one of those dark horse teams or one of the, one of those sleeper teams that people just don't see coming and just come out of left field. Everyone's like, wow, Atlanta's really good this year, right? Like, again, I'm not talking about them necessarily being the best team in basketball or anything like that, but I do think that they could be a really good team that should make the playoffs, right? And, be right in the thick of it, right in the mix of it. Like I could see, like, if you had a crystal ball, went into the future and told me like, hey, just to let you know, Atlanta goes on like an Indiana run, right? I'd be like, yeah, I see that. But anyways, always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.